From John Anderson Newsgroups, Alt. Drug subject. Galangal ingestion date. November 1993. Greater than I eat galangal all the time. I was first introduced to it when I started greater than getting into Thai cooking. Galangal, also called Laos, is used greater than extensively as a spice throughout tropical Asia. Greater than forget the dried or powdered stuff, get fresh. It is available in Asian greater than groceries all over Dallas, so it can't be that hard to come by. It looks greater than much like ginger with a translucent skin. It costs around $2.50 to $6.00 greater than dollars a pound, and that goes a long way. It's potent. Greater than I often make a spicy chicken soup, and threw in about 10 slices of the greater than fresh stuff. The recipe calls for 5. It's definitely psychoactive. I greater than experience quite a buzz within 10 minutes of finishing a bowl. I agree, greater than it's somewhat like marijuana, but I really like it. I make the soup greater than often for friends and all have experienced the buzz, some quite greater than intensely. Excellent, thanks for the tip. I had some last night in my rice, but I didn't use quite enough for the effects to be noticeable. For me it takes about 2 heaped tablespoons to get the effect. Into a cup of rice, unfortunately any more than this and it gets too strong to eat. Greater than if anyone's interested, I post the recipe. Apart from the psychoactive greater than properties it's quite delicious. Yes, do that. I'm sure there would be heaps of interested parties, including myself. Greater than. One final note. I have found other interesting things in Asian grocery greater than stores, like betel nuts, including fresh frozen ones at one store, greater than assorted inhalants, and bizarre bottled herb and vitamin drinks. Inhalants? Interesting, I have noticed all the herb drinks but never thought much about them. Ever tried any? The inhalants are not as exciting. They're all pungent-smelling concoctions based on volatile oils like camphor or eucalyptus. Like I said, I'll post the galangal soup recipe as soon as I get a chance to dig it up. There's also a file on galangal at ftp.hmc.edu. From Kenneth 23 Newsgroups. Alt. Drug subject. Re. Galangal experiments date. February 1995. Well, I don't know about brands, but fresh galangal is absolutely delicious in Southeast Asian cooking. I once had a Thai friend make me a sort of white curry with chicken and galangal. There wasn't much, maybe a few 4x2 slices in the entire, large, curry pot, so I didn't get any sort of high. The flavor, though, was fantastic when cooked, vaguely gingery, yet distinctly different. From Bruce Dale Newsgroups. Alt. Drugs, Alt. Psychoactive subject. Re. Galangal experiments date. February 1995. Geez, yeah, I also was very inspired by the galangal. RPTS at hyperreal.com. S archives. http://www.erowid.org/herb/galangal/. And followed what the instructions on what appears to be a modern legend. That is 2 teaspoons of dried galangal. Laos powder and felt zilch. Tried 4 teaspoons in orange juice 3 days later and still nothing. ! Had much better luck with guarana. Might stick to the real stuff in future. From Tommy the Tourist Newsgroups. Alt. Drugs, Alt. Psychoactive subject. Galangja forget it. Date. March 1995. I posted a few weeks ago about my experiments with Galangja. At that time I had tried both powder and dried roots with no psychoactive effects whatsoever. Last night I found fresh roots at the local Middle Eastern grocery. I bought about 10 ounces of roots that slightly resembled small onions with tops. I trimmed off the green shoots, saving 8 1-1.5 diameter roots about 2 feet long. Probably 8 ounces of solid roots total. I put them in a blender with 24 ounces of V8 juice and blended until smooth. The mixture wasn't quite as foul as the powder or the ground, dried root, but it was still pretty unpleasant. I waited 20 minutes between halves to let my stomach recover. No psychoactive effects within 3 hours, so I went to bed. A minor case of the trots the next morning for all of my efforts. No more Galangja for me.